fading. We gotta go. I'll get my car.
What, mine?
Yours. I gotta get me one of those.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Discussions. And my apologies for how tonight's gone. First, we were doing the Deadpool and Wolverine review, and then internet issues. Hold on a second. Let me try to. Okay. Yeah, my YouTube was playing that exact clip, so I had to shut that down. Anyways, yeah, so we were doing Deadpool and Wolverine review, and then we stopped because of internet issues. Then we were going to try again, but then someone was having internet issues, so now we just moved up what was going to be tomorrow's show tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about DC, and the big question is DC cooked? So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to bring on ZodWriter. Feel like I just saw you today.
Yeah, I feel like we've been seeing a lot of each other lately. What was I going to say here? First off, I want to apologize for not being on camera tonight. I have a lot of video rendering in the background for One Punch Dan, so I need to conserve resources because I've got a lot of great stuff working on in the background for that, so that's why I am not on cam right now, just to let the audience know. But I am happy to be here with you to talk about that dumpster fire that is DC, unfortunately. And yeah.
Well, let's not waste any time. So, just so people know, when we get to one of the topics, there will be a Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler. If you notice in the thumbnail that I had Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler warning, later that week, that thumbnail is going to change to what the actual spoiler is. So if you're watching this on replay, when that thumbnail changes, well, then this notice is absolutely pointless for you. So I'll post this again when we get to the spoiler. And now, I know some of you may have seen this earlier, and for those of you who did, shh. But I feel like this is more appropriate for this show anyway. So we owe James Gunn an apology. He said that Ben Affleck wanted to direct DC. Ben Affleck said no. We called James Gunn a liar. Then James Gunn said Zack Snyder wasn't interested in continuing his DC on Netflix. Zack Snyder said he was. Again, we called James Gunn a liar. But the thing is, after watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I realized something. James Gunn didn't lie about either of those things. He was just making an educated wish. That's all he was. He's just an educated wisher is all.
I have to agree. I think he's an educated wisher, and we need to, and we can basically apply that to everything he says that doesn't turn out to be true. It was just an educated wish.
So James Gunn, we are sincerely sorry for calling you a liar. You are, from now on, we'll make sure that we make it clear that you just made an educated wish.
That's it.
So, anyway, let's see. Thank you, Sin Havoc. Yep. Well, there is one thing on here that may not be a dumpster fire. Well, technically two, but one that's actually happening. For sure, that is. Joker 2. I know I put the actual title. I cannot pronounce that. Joker 2. So Joker 2 had another new trailer out, and I'll let you start, ZodWriter. What's your thoughts on this new trailer?
Well, I have to say that I found it to be a bit jarring. I'm cautiously optimistic, but part of me feels like this is just a cash grab because the first movie had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it was pretty definitive in my mind. So this feels like the kind of musical that you're always teasing Socks about. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'll be honest, ZodWriter, I had the same concern. I was thinking there does not need to be a sequel. There does not need to be a sequel. And I think it was Skywalker who was even saying on one of his shows is that basically the reason why Todd Phillips likely agreed to do this is because if he didn't do it, he knows someone else would. So he wanted to step in and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this at least.
Well, it's really amazing the way that they have ransom notes for movie directors now, and they basically guilt them into continuing their stories when they don't want to, when particularly that studio, WBD, had a director who actually wanted to finish telling his story, and for some reason they don't want him to do that. So I just find it funny how they're always, trying to bulldoze these directors into doing more and adding more because they know they can make money. It's hilarious to me. But that's how what this movie feels like to me. When I watched this trailer, I got the feeling that, just like what you said, Todd Phillips was basically given a ransom note. Thank you, Sin Havoc. And basically told, look, if you don't do this, we'll get another director in there. So he did it. And what was one of the conditions for him to come back and do it? He said, I want to make it a musical because I have a big fan out there. His name is Socks Bulletins, and he loves musicals. So I want to make sure that I appeal to Socks. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. And there he is. He is in the chat, alive and well, under the name Socks Bulletins. We love you, Socks.
We love you, man. And we're still hoping to get that Deadpool and Wolverine review. We'll figure it out, but that's actually why we moved this show up, because now we won't have to worry about any other show this week other than our Deadpool and Wolverine review. So stay tuned for that, folks. I promise you it is coming. And I mean, here's the thing. I do agree, but when I saw the trailer, I mean, I have to be honest, though. I still think it does have potential to be something good. Because, again, we haven't seen it.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good because it's Todd Phillips. And he's not going to allow them to make crap. So he's trying to take creative license with the musical aspects. But at the same time, I just feel like this is still something that he didn't really want to make. And I have to keep that in mind, going into this. Yes, just because he didn't want to make it doesn't mean that it's still not going to be good, it doesn't mean it's not going to be good. He can still make something good even if he didn't really want to do it. That's the reality, bro.
Exactly. That's exactly right. He can, and again, and that's what people need to realize. Just because it may not be as good as the first one, it can still not be as good as the first one, but still be good. This is the problem. I think a lot of people have a point, like things have to be Justice League quality or Zack Snyder's Justice League quality, and there is a lot of in between. And what up, Costello? Hold on, I'm trying to pull up Costello.
There's Costello.
I know your flight's been delayed, so hopefully you can get home hopefully you can get home safe and sound. And for those people wondering out of context, no one in Sox' family died. I'm seeing a lot of people saying condolences to Sox. No, Sox is fine, just to clarify, because I know one time someone freaked out over that. So I want to make sure I make that clear now. But anyway, back to my thoughts. But even though seeing this trailer, though, I mean, it may still be good, even if it's not as good. But the thing is, watching this trailer, it still has the dark tone that I recognize from the previous Joker movie. And you're seeing it. You're seeing his trial. You're seeing Arthur Fleck's trial, and seeing the corruptness of, seeing the sickness of society. All these people following Arthur Fleck, and there's
right.
And I feel like the thing with the musical is that the musical, I feel like, if executed properly, could actually fit the dark tone really well. It could be part of Arthur's psyche, or likely. See, I don't know. In the last trailer, there was theories that this was all Harley Quinn's hallucination. That's what this.
Right. They're trying to flip it around, and instead of being Arthur this time, it's Harley. But I don't know. I don't know if I really believe that. I think it might end up being a combination of two hallucinations.
I think that's it, because my thing with this trailer is that there's too many scenes that Harleen's not in. But maybe if it's two hallucinations, that could be it. You could get the Arthur Fleck hallucination.
I would have to pick Sin Havoc's brain on this one, because I kind of feel like this is playing with that bizarre scientific theory that this reality that we live in is actually in somebody's brain. And that's why it's as fragmented and weird as it is, because the brain that this reality is inside of is decaying and getting older, kind of like, dementia and senility kind of a thing. So I kind of feel like the movie's sort of playing with that a little bit, because, there was really no Harley Quinn in this trailer. There wasn't much. So you kind of get the idea that maybe they're sort of toying with the idea of these mutual delusions between the two characters. I don't know.
Well, especially because there's certain things that just seem kind of off. Like, you see Joker in the judge's chair about to hit him. I'm like, or Arthur Fleck or Joker, whatever. And I'm like, they let him get on there? I mean, there's a lot of people there. This isn't the traditional Joker. I don't see him just being able to just get on that.
Well, the other thing is, I don't even get the idea that he's like fit to stand trial. He's clinically insane.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too. I mean, I don't know what it was, because this takes place in the 80s, so I don't know if things were different in the 80s, but that's a good point too. There's a lot of hints that not everything is what we previously saw, because we talked about this, I think, in the last Joker trailer, is that the first movie, she had that girlfriend that we, the audience, thought was real the whole time. And then, I mean, she was real, but she wasn't his girlfriend. She wasn't actually there for all those stuff.
All of the stuff that was happening between him and her, all of those interactions were all imagined. Those were all things that he wanted. Those were what he desired. Those were, what would we say that they were? They were a, what is it, Bat Dad? It's a special kind of wish. What is it?
Oh, an educated wish. Okay.
Yes, you see? Those were educated wishes that turned into very vivid hallucinations.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it funny how we bring this stuff full circle? But yeah, exactly.
See, now Sin Havoc is making a great point. This time Arthur isn't real. Imagine this, and I'm just going to put this out here, because Sin Havoc is definitely on point. Maybe it's all happening in Harley's mind. Harley is in love with Arthur, but Arthur is not in a state where he can actually be with her. So it's sort of her way of she's doing just what Arthur did in the previous film, but her vision is going to be a little bit more even a little bit more warped than his, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you're right, Sox. She's not a doctor in this movie, but I think, but again, this is already an Elseworld take as it is. So I mean, I'm not gonna really jump on this one for comic accuracy, especially since Harley Quinn originated in a cartoon, anyways. But that would be really creative. And see, here's the thing. We actually get to have fun theorizing this. There's actually a lot of fun theories you can come up with.
We've probably through the course of discussing this trailer, we've probably between the two of us in the chat, we've probably gotten it right. We've probably figured it out. One of our theories is probably correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still some stuff that, like, there's Joker running from the other Joker fans. Like, I think there might be some, like, stuff. I think there will be some stuff that is real. And just to clarify, people, when I say real, I know this is a fictional movie. I mean, real within the world of that universe. So I don't need any smart owls in the chat being like, this is just a movie. But I do think there will be some real stuff in this, but I think most of it will be a hallucination. Like, there's Joker running from the other Jokers. I think that will be kind of faked. And there's Arthur Flex in the car, in the police car. So I don't know, because, like, especially because now, again, I could be getting these trailers mixed up, but you see Joker and Harley performing in front of the entire audience. Yeah, there's no way that's real. There's no way that Arthur Fleck can just go on stage and perform for everyone. And what up, Bishop? Yeah, you missed a lot. So yeah, we the show to our DC show tonight for internet issues, but. So yeah, I do think this is a hallucination. I definitely think this is a hallucination, and I pray to God that Todd Phillips has enough pull that he told James Gunn to take his notes and shove it up his ass.
Hopefully.
But I'll say this. Now I kind of hope there's a Joker 3, because now I have that OCD where it's like, I'm fine with just one movie, but if you do a sequel, you need to do a trilogy. So I actually am kind of hopeful for a Joker 3 just for that reason.
Okay.
But I actually have a theory what Joker 3 could be. They could do the 3 Joker storyline where they could bring Arthur Fleck, Jared Leto, and I'm trying to think who was the third Joker. I don't want to say Barry Keoghan or whatever. I'm not ready to support that guy
Maybe
yet.
they could pull Jack Nicholson out of retirement and have him come back.
Yeah, they could do that. But no. I feel like Sox is just saying that to troll me. I'm telling you, Sox can cause a lot of trouble even if he's not on stream. In fact, if anything, probably causes more trouble because we don't worry about his internet going out. He's actually more dangerous now.
All righty then.
So, but yeah, I actually like that idea, Zod. I mean, Jack Nicholson, Jared Leto, Arthur Fleck. Just saying, if they do want a Joker 3, and I have a feeling that DC is going to be desperate for some good movies after certain things fail, so. Oh, well, I guess he was kind of upset about that because it was replacing his movie, but now that DC's kind of completely disbanding from the DCEU, that is a good point, though. That is actually a good point. Maybe. Wait, what's Sin Havoc saying? The third movie with Arlene. Oh, okay. Huh. That'd actually be kind of cool, too. Okay. For real that time. I like that.
Yeah, and then see what kind of craziness they could get into if they actually are physically with each other. The havoc they can wreak, Sin Havoc.
The havoc they can wreak with all these sins.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say about the Joker 2 trailer before we move on to the not?
No. Like I said, I'm gonna watch the movie. I'm indifferent, so I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'd rather I have more interest in this than anything else that they want to do. So yeah.
So now I want to get to this. So James Gunn and Peter Safran not at Comic-Con, and I have to say, Zod, shout out to Aaron Fisher. I really echo his sentiment here. How on earth did they not have the time in their schedules to go to Comic-Con as the DC co-heads? How are they that busy?
Well, it's Jimmy and Peter. What do you expect?
I mean, James Gunn has all this time to be on social media. You know what? But no, I think the reality is they're not at Comic-Con because they know they'll get booed right now. Sure, on the internet, there'll be a lot of people because they'll have a lot of bots supporting them.
Well, but people in real life are just as mad as we are about all the shenanigans that James Gunn is pulling, and James Gunn knows that. As I've said many, many times, James Gunn does not have the fan base that these bots on social media like to claim that he does. He is not that popular. He really, when you think about it, James Gunn and Peter Safran are probably two of the most unpopular people amongst DC circles.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think it can get any worse for them, to be honest with you. I would not want to be either one of them at this moment.
Oh yeah, same here. And Sin Havoc, yeah, we did. That's actually going to be the next topic after this one. So we will talk about that excuse of a logo very soon. But yeah, I agree. They're hated right now because here's the reality. People were excited when Henry Cavill announced that he was back. Okay? Verbal contract or not, I'm going to make this abundantly clear. I do not give a shit that this was a verbal contract made to Cavill. They made a promise to the fans, to the consumers, the customers, the paying customers. They made a promise to, and they backed out of it. That is the reality of what happened. People are upset. General audience people are upset because Cavill had a big fan, just as big. I had a bigger fan base than Zack Snyder. People are upset that this didn't happen. And yep, exactly, Sin Havoc. And you know, it's funny. People keep saying, like, defending them for Comic-Con. Well, they didn't. The reason why they're not as big as Marvel for Comic-Con is they're just building a universe. But they didn't have to be in that situation. They put themselves in that situation because they backed out of the Cavill of Cavill returning as Superman. If they were doing Man of Steel 2 like they said they were going to, I can guarantee you that they would be competing with Marvel right now. Heck, I may dare say they may be even having more hype than Marvel right now.
Oh yeah, a Man of Steel 2 would have more hype than even Deadpool and Wolverine. It would. Because because what they did was they totally discounted how hungry people are for that next Henry Cavill Superman movie. You know, and I again, shout out to Aaron Fisher. Aaron Fisher's been saying this for a long, long, long time. Okay? Even when there were certain people on social media calling him a plant, he was saying this over and over again about James Gunn and about Man of Steel 2. If Man of Steel 2 would have gotten released, it would literally have put WBD back in the black.
Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, I'm going to go as far as this, ZodWriter. He may even gotten away with it more if he announced his reboot. His reboot with Corn Sweat. There's a catch what I'm about to say, though. If he was embracing the Elseworld slate and put ZSJL 2 and 3 as an Elseworlds in his slate, because at least the story would have been finished and Cavill would have gotten his story at least. There would be people upset, but I don't think to the same degree that people are upset with him now.
Exactly. He could have did that, especially because Justice League 2 and 3 would have been in the can by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, let's think about this. Zach would have got those movies done because Zach has already said that he would do. Well, yeah, you've been saying that, Sin Havoc. You know, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 would be done back to back, right?
Yeah.
And Qatar is right. This is DC is a Trojan horse.
Done.
It's a Trojan horse scenario. Okay, Marvel knows, all right, that putting Gunn there was perfect. Gunn was put there to sabotage DC, and that's exactly what he has done. Period.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's a good point, Stocks. Because of this, they sabotaged 4 movies. 4 movies were about to come out, and people did not see them because they're movies that do not lead anywhere.
It's like you might as well have did Man of Steel 2 and let Zach finish his thing. Because you had 4, because like you said, you had 4 movies, so you might as well have just did that, because nothing new from James Gunn has come out. So it's not like those movies would have been competing with anything James Gunn was doing.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, this would have given James Gunn more time to really formulate his slate, because I want to make this clear. I was never against James Gunn rebooting per se. I was against James Gunn not finishing the story first. That's what I was against.
Well, the problem is that it's not. The problem is, and this is the big issue, is that it's not up to James Gunn to finish leftover DCEU storylines. It's up to James Gunn to come in and do his thing, but it's up to the people above James Gunn's pay grade to tell James Gunn, you cannot do your reboot until we finish out the Snyderverse. It was up to them to tell James Gunn that beforehand. But it sounds like they came in and basically gave James Gunn carte blanche and let him do what he wanted, and just threw away the other plans. Yeah, exactly. Sin Havoc is right as usual. This is what I mean. So to me, it's like, yeah, we can blame James Gunn for a lot, because James Gunn has came in and literally torpedoed DC to where DC is nothing but a joke right now. But it starts at the top. So we got to blame the people at the top for putting James Gunn in a position to be able to do all of this. So the reality is, yeah, because if they would have told James Gunn, you can't launch your reboot until after we finish the Snyderverse, then James Gunn would have had to have complied with that. And like you said, Bat Dan, he would have had more time to formulate his DCU and kind of set things up a little bit better while he waited for the Snyderverse to finish up.
Plus, he would have had a lot more people on his side, because I've said it before, I don't want the Snyderverse to continue on forever. And in fact, in some ways, I think the Snyderverse works better as a more limited universe, because I think a lot of Zack's ideas are very unique, and I don't want to see too many directors' hands in Zack Snyder's universe. I'll put it like that. I'm not saying, not anyone. I'm sure Ben Affleck's Batman movie would have been great, which but that will somewhat come up later on. I'll say that. The one saving grace for DC will come up later. We'll put it like that. But yeah. And the reality is, but this is why they were not at Comic-Con. They were not too busy, because here's the thing, ZodWriter, when something's important, you make the time for it. That's just the thing about life in general. And there is no way on earth that this was not important. The big thing to hype up the fan base, and I guess there was some excuse they said, a year is too much time. Bullshit. The movies are promoted way over a year at Comic-Con. Don't give me that. You have to set a new tone for your audience. You have to set this brand, this new DC for your audience, and get your audience excited about that. And you did not.
But but now we know that that's not what it's about. That's not what they're trying to do. Again, they're plants from Marvel. They were brought in to destroy DC from within, and that's what they've done. They're not trying to hype up DC. They're not trying to make DC better. They're trying to make DC a joke, and you have evidence of that. You have evidence that they're not taking DC seriously. Every single thing that James Gunn has showed for Superman looks cheap and terrible. All the screenshots I released today for the live action One Punch Man movie all look better than everything that James Gunn has put out for Superman so far. It's a joke. It is a joke.
Yeah, exactly. Your stuff doesn't need to be touched up in post-production. Your stuff doesn't need to be fixed. You had a good first impression when it came out. You have one chance to make a good first impression, and James Gunn blew it. That's the reality. No excuses. That's what he did.
I swear to God, I look at it and I say, there's a reason why I'm releasing the One Punch Man movie the same day as this Superman movie, because I want to show everybody that I can make a better movie from my computer than what James Gunn is going to put in theaters, and I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't. I mean, and I'm not even being arrogant or anything. I just don't think that James Gunn has it in him to make a serious, good Superman movie. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be campy. It's going to be jokey. It's going to be porn parody-ish. And it's not going to be what people are hoping for. And the amount of copium that we're seeing online from all of the James Gunn supporters is just absolutely ridiculous. There's actually people online defending James Gunn and Peter Safran for not showing up at Comic-Con.
Ridiculous. Honestly, unless either of them had a family tragedy, that is the only reason I could forgive them not showing up for the Comic-Con. Like, yeah, obviously that, absolutely. Real life stuff comes first, but especially if James Gunn's supposedly almost done with filming, you had time to show up for a week in the Comic-Con. Like, give me a break. But ZodWriter, I think we were being hard in some ways. I mean, they did give us something for Comic-Con. They gave us a logo reveal. Wasn't that exciting?
Yeah, it's the old DC Comics logo from the 1980s. That's what it is. It's that old DC Comics logo.
Sin Havoc wants to know, ZodWriter, did you see that video? And yes, I did see that video, Sin Havoc. And I agree. It was all about James Gunn.
Yep. All about Jimmy.
So did you see that video then?
Yes, sir.
Yep, that was definitely bad. That was, I'm not gonna lie. Does the logo look bad? No, because they copied another logo. That's the thing. The one thing with James Gunn that has been good so far is what he copied from previous stuff. And I'm not gonna say there's anything wrong with doing that logo. No. The logo itself I'm not gonna say looks bad. I think it looks dope, and I think it's cool that they used another logo, a previous logo. I don't hate that they did that, but we need more than that. That's the thing. We're too far in that we need more than that is my issue. Oh, okay. Well, we all have different opinions. I'm sure ZodWriter is probably going to be a lot harsher than I am. But
oh, God.
The thing is, even me saying it looks good, that's because they didn't use their own logo, though. It's not because James Gunn's creative. It's that he used a previous logo.
Yeah, James Gunn's not very creative, and people need to realize that.
What up, Skywalker?
We got Sky in the chat. What's up, Sky?
Thanks for stopping by. I stepped away. Absolutely, Bishop. Absolutely. And stay tuned till the end, people. Stay tuned till the end of this stream. That's what we're going to say when it comes to One Punch Stand. Actually, I don't even know why I'm sipping my lips. I don't even know what he's going to show. I know one thing. Some stuff I don't know, so.
Oh, yeah. I've got something One Punch Dan will definitely show at the end of the show. it's just so frustrating to see what DC is doing. But see, this is what it is, man. It's like, what did I do? It's like I'm creating it. I created an original IP because I'm tired of DC. I'm sick of DC. Okay, I'm sick and tired of DC. So I'm following in Zack Snyder's footsteps and creating, and Mikey Sutton's footsteps and creating an original IP because DC sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hate saying this. We're both DC fans. I don't want to be trashing DC. Are you kidding me? I love DC. But there's a reason why this channel, despite being called Bat Dan Sucks, the name of the overall channel, Bat Dan has not covered a lot of DC lately. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for our good friends at the Bat channel not covering DC. There's a reason for that.
Because DC sucks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, Sin Havoc, you said you were seeing those. You just saw those by now, right? I mean, I think.
Well, I would assume that Sin Havoc has seen those director's cuts at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm assuming that he,
Yeah.
I mean that's not an educated wish either.
Oh yeah, and trust me, Costello, space-tastic discussions will be on the rise on this channel for Rebel Moon director's cuts. And actually, here's the thing though, Zod. That's actually in a roundabout way. That could be the thing that also saves DC, which we'll kind of get up to later on. But yeah, but point is, logo reveal. If that's their big reveal, was a copy and pasted logo? No. I mean, here's the thing. As I said, this logo would be cool if the other stuff around it was cool. It's one of those things that I think of the logo like when you're ordering a meal, I think of this like a side dish. You need this, the meat is not good. The side dish, sure, is good, but the meat is not. So,
give me meat.
Exactly. Give me meat, or if any vegetarians, whatever the main dish would be for the vegetarians. Want to include everyone. But yeah. What time is that podcast tomorrow?
Oh, I cannot wait for that, W. Mir. I am so hyped for that. I cannot.
Oh, right, the Shenettos Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be dope.
I cannot wait for that. Is it gonna be just on Spotify, or is it gonna be on Netflix too?
I don't know, but I've got a Spotify account, so I'll listen to it on Spotify.
If it's only on Spotify, I'll get myself a Spotify account just for this. And I don't want anyone to share with anyone.
Well, Spotify is free. You can listen to anything on Spotify for free.
Oh, okay, even better.
The only difference is with Spotify, if you don't have a premium account, you have commercials. But if you have an ad blocker on your browser, you don't get the commercials, and you can just listen to it, and you don't get commercials. So Spotify is good. Everybody should use Spotify, at least to listen to music. I mean,
okay. Well, thank you, ZodWriter. I'm definitely going to be checking that out tomorrow, and lots of great stuff. I mean, that's for Zack Snyder. We got a lot of great stuff, but Zod, we do got one more thing we got to cover from Gunny Poo, and that is the Creature Commandos trailer. And I will say, there was one thing I did like about this trailer. One, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
I didn't like any of it. I want the whole cast and crew and everything associated to go straight to hell.
Oh, damn.
I was, as a DC fan, I was embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Trash.
Absolutely.
Trash.
The characters sucked. All these Creature Commandos, these monsters, it's all juvenile humor. Like, I see Weasel licking his lips, and it was like, oh my God. And it was some of the worst. But
what do you expect from James Gunn?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. This is what people are going to expect from this cheap Superman movie. Understand that Creature Commandos is canon. Understand that Creature Commandos is the beginning of your Superman legacy. Think about that, people.
Yeah. James Gunn is starting his cinematic universe. He is starting his cinematic universe with a cartoon. That is what he is starting his universe with. And when he announced that back on the DC slate early last year, I was like, what the fuck? You are starting your universe with a cartoon. You gotta be shitting me. But that's what he's doing, though. That's exactly.
You know what? I take it back. I don't want them all to go to hell because hell is too nice of a place for them. They deserve some place worse.
Yeah, at least I don't know. I don't want to put Viola Davis in that category, but the other.
Well, I think Viola Davis can get it too because guess what? She is participating. She is a willing participant in Gunn's BS. And if you're going to participate in his BS, then you get what he gets. You're in that same crowd. You're in that category. I'm sorry. I don't have any. That includes Momoa. If Momoa shows up in Superman as Lobo, to hell with him too. Seriously. At this point, there's a reason why so many people refuse to have anything to do with James Gunn. And when you see this trailer, you understand why James Gunn is the absolute worst person they could have possibly got for this position.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean,
I felt dirty after I watched this trailer. After I watched this trailer, I felt like I needed a shower.
Yeah, same here. Same here. That
I literally started to scratch my shoulder. I'm like, what the hell? What do I got? Like ants or something? It's like, no. I watched James Gunn's Creature Pervos or whatever it's called, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I need to go take a shower now and crack open a beer and relax. Maybe take a nap. I mean, it really drains your energy when you watch it too. You're just like, my God, wow.
And I do want to clarify to people watching right now, just mostly when I cover a trailer, I like to cover the actual project as well. That's not going to be the case with DC Studios. DC Studios, I may cover a trailer, but I ain't covering the actual project. And I mean, I'll be honest, and again, this is just my opinion, is that I'm less hard on actors who do projects because I don't know their financial situation. That's the only reason I don't totally go on them. But
I'm with Sin Havoc on that. I'm blaming CERN. I'm gonna go along with that because I don't get it. And like I said, nothing personal against Viola Davis. I like Viola Davis. I think she's a fine actress, but I just wish she would not lower herself to James Gunn's level and participate in this BS because that's just god awful.
I agree, ZodWriter. I wish
I feel like every actor that participates in anything from James Gunn, we should all just coerce them away from James Gunn, and we'll set up GoFundMe pages for all these actors if things are that bad. Viola, do you need us to set up a GoFundMe page? Are things that bad for you that you have to participate in Creature Commandos? And I swear, if Jason Momoa is twerking for James Gunn in his Superman movie as Lobo or whatever, maybe we could set up a GoFundMe for Jason Momoa too, because he obviously needs the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all I'm going to say to that is Jason Momoa, let's just say I think you'll have a better opportunity with Netflix than you will with WB when it comes to being a DC superhero again. That's what I'm going to say to Jason Momoa when it comes to that. And And Havoc, I do blame Margot Robbie for one thing for sure. Blocking the air cut. Margot Robbie, take your free money and stop being greedy. Do not block the air cut. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, this trailer it was just all juvenile humor to me. It was juvenile humor.
It was trash.
Yeah, I heard that too. W. Mirror. And if that's really the case, another strike on James Gunn.
Well,
okay, good. Have a safe flight, Costello.
All right, Costello.
Yeah, but yeah, that trailer was just not a good first impression to for the DCU.
It was abysmal.
And it's what I hate about this. Again, it's this selective continuity. It's Rick Flag Sr. because Rick Flag Jr. is dead, but the Suicide Squad is not canon. But it's somewhat canon. Like Peacemaker, it's somewhat canon. It's just not completely canon. It's like, no, it's either canon or it's not. No selective continuity.
Yeah, it's a can of dog shit. That's what it is.
See ya, Costello. And again, safe flight. And now, do you have anything else to say about this abysmal trailer?
No.
Okay. Now let's move on to the Penguin trailer. Oh, I even thought I was going to correct this, but it's called, and again, I know this shouldn't matter, but I do try to get details correct. It's called the Penguin trailer. And, I'm not going to lie. I have my issues with the Batman. And I know you do too. But I think one of the highlights of that movie was Colin Farrell as Penguin. And when I saw this trailer, I did not hate it. I actually like this trailer.
The trailer put me to sleep.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it looked very interesting. I like Colin Farrell's Penguin. I like seeing his backstory, that I guess he has a mom he's taking care of. That is kind of hard on him. But yes, Penguin, we are going to, or Socks, I called you Penguin. Yes, that's actually next.
Yes, Penguin.
And but I mean, I'll be honest though, I think compared to what we're getting with James Gunn's universe, I think this is, if I had a choice between this or James Gunn's universe, I'm totally taking this.
If I had to choose between this and James Gunn's universe, I just won't watch anything.
Yeah, and that's fair. Again, I'll probably check out this Penguin series, but
I won't. It's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Well, especially because, again, supposedly they renamed this universe the Cape Cruise. I don't even remember. There's some name for this cinematic universe, but honestly, shout out to Aaron Fisher again. Until this is actually filmed and released, this movie's the Batman 2 is in danger of being canceled.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I'll tell you what, Zod, you know what's going to happen when that eventually does get canceled? We're going to get a lot of people going, sell Reeves verse to Netflix, sell the Batman 2 to Netflix. Batman Epic Saga. I mean, here's the thing. Even though I like this trailer, and I did like this trailer, the problem is the movie before it, I did not as much. I didn't like. That's the big issue right there, is that the core stuff needs to be good. When the core stuff is not good, it tanks the whole universe.
I agree.
And that's my biggest bone of contention, though, because if I'm judging this trailer by itself, not the previous Batman movie, not anything else, just seeing this trailer alone, I'm not going to lie. I did like it. It did look interesting. It did have the dark DC tone I like, and Colin Farrell as Penguin, again, I think has killed it. But again, I know, Zod, you and I disagreed about the Batman trailer. I also liked the Batman trailer, and I saw the movie. So there's that too.
Yeah, it's definitely a great cure for insomnia, and I think this show will also uh, be great. It's cool. I'm glad that there's a NyQuil alternative out there.
Absolutely, Zod. Absolutely. And I mean, from this trailer, just again, some highlights too. I like Clancy Brown as an actor. I think he's supposed to be Salvatore Maroni, and I like Lex Luthor, Mr. Krabs. Always liked him as an actor. I've always liked him, so I think it has a good. Yeah, exactly, Sin Havoc. But I think again it has a good cast. I think it has a good, but again, it's execution. That's the thing. I think it's easy for a good movie or series to have a bad movie or series to have a good trailer. I think good movies and series have had bad trailers. And oh shit, ZodWriter. Robert Pattinson's Batman's outside my door right now. He's knocking. Oh wait, he can't get in. Thank God. Remember, my door's locked. I'm good. He can't get in.
Yeah, as long as your door's locked, you don't have anything to worry about. The Batman doesn't break in.
It's funny because
He has a rule when it comes to breaking and entering.
He has to have video game logic. And again, to be fair, the Batman Arkham games, Batman can't get through doors, but that's different though. That's a video game. They have to limit where the players can go. I can respect that, but even then, Batman has his ways of getting around still. That's the thing too. Even though sometimes a door will stop him temporarily, he'll still find another way in when you unlock the right gadgets. Yeah, that kind of pissed me off, and that's a whole nother thing with. I think that there should be ways for companies to be held more accountable than just having a bigger bank account, but he'll walk slow and he'll knock first. I mean, my thing with, again, the Batman is the supporting cast was better than the main cast. I'll say it like that. But even some of the supporting cast sucked too. Like, I did not like Riddler in that movie. That Riddler was awful. But I did like Colin Farrell as Penguin, and seeing this trailer, I'll give it a chance. I will check that one out. And don't worry, ZodWriter, I'm not going to make you watch it so you can cover it on my channel. With me on my channel. I'll figure that out on my own.
Well, I mean, I would be willing to watch it to cover it on your channel, but
Yeah.
I just already know how I feel about it, so I'm not sure what I'll get from it, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at least it's not James Gunn. So there's that.
Yep, that absolutely. And
Although I'm sure James Gunn has attributed his ransom notes to this too, so
yeah, I think it's possible that Todd Phillips had some pull to resist, but I don't think that James Gunn or Matt Reeves did. Well, I already know that for sure. James Gunn definitely did, because I'm sure he limited what he can use because James Gunn's going to use it in his universe, in the DCU. Okay, I'm behind on the chat. I was like, wait, why is Costello back again? Yeah, I'm sure he is. So, look, I'm going to be honest. I hope for the best with this universe, because this is a DC universe. I don't want DC to be bad. Like, this is the thing. I don't want to hate DC. I want DC to be good, and this is not James Gunn. In fact, if anything, this universe doing well would screw over James Gunn. So I want this to be good. I pray that this is good. And I think the series could be good, but Matt Reeves has a lot of work to do to really compete with James Gunn's universe. Well, it'll be better than James Gunn's for sure, but to really win a lot more people over. Because again, I want a good DC. I want dope DC. I know you do too, ZodWriter. 'Writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, I remember. Remember how the Arkham series was always DCU, even though we heard about it before James Gunn even ended up as co-head of DC?
Yep.
Funny how that works. Funny how that works.
But that wasn't, remember, that wasn't a lie. What was it?
It was an educated wish. I'm
was
sorry,
an
James
educated wish. Exactly. There you go.
So now we're not done with Penguin talk yet, though, ZodWriter. Because, and I'm really upset by this too, by the way. Batman Cape Crusader, gender swap Penguin. And I'll be honest, I saw the trailer and I thought that looked dope. I was really excited for this trailer. Bruce Timm's doing this. On paper, everything should be good about this series. But then they gender swapped the Penguin. I'll let you start on this one, ZodWriter. What's your thoughts on gender swapping Penguin?
Well, I mean, it's not good, but it could be worse. I mean, James Gunn could have put his ransom notes on this too, for all we know.
I'm hoping
that could have been one of James Gunn's notes. You have to gender swap the Penguin.
I'm kind of hoping that this one might be free from James Gunn's notes, because this DC animation deal with Prime, I think, predates Gunn's appointment as DC co-head, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then like Qatar says, it's Matt Reeves and Jar Jar Abrams. So what do you expect? I mean, you're gonna get all kinds of weird nonsense. You know what? I'm not gonna watch it either. To hell with it, man. I got too many other things to do. I'm not even gonna bother. Give me a break.
I'll probably check this
All
one.
they want to do, they want to bastardize Batman the Animated Series. I'm out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, I was excited for this series, but to me, here's the thing. I don't really like to get big on race swapping or gender swapping. I know Sox is really big on it, but me personally, I'm not like that too much. But the problem is, here's my two issues with Penguin. One, Penguin is too well known of a character, but two, I think villains is the worst place to do this stuff for your agenda. Because
well, not only that, they've literally got a TV show coming out called The Penguin. I mean, and it's The Penguin. I mean, it's, oh my God.
But my thing with villains, though, it's like, that's where you want to put your diversity, is villains. Really? Villains. Like, underrepresented groups really want some of their little representation to go out of their way.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I love the fact that for One Punch Man, I created a villain that is going to be quite controversial.
Oh, I know. I'm excited for that villain.
So all I could say is that when I look at villains, it's fine if you want to make your villains, you want to diversify your villains a little bit, but I just think it's odd that they would gender swap the Penguin. All I'm saying is not so much that they gender swap Penguin, but just that they gender swap Penguin while they're going to have a TV show, a live action TV show running alongside this called The Penguin. So you're going to have two separate Penguins, two separate universes, continuities.
Yep.
That's where I think they make their mistake.
Yep, absolutely. Especially with Matt Reeves involved in it. And again, like I said before, I do hope this series is good. I hope that, this series will be good, and then I won't even mind the gender swap Penguin. I like it better when you promote the characters you have and create new ones. I mean, look, Harley Quinn was a Batman the Animated Series character and became part of the comic books and has evolved as a character to more than just Joker's hench girl, to being her own independent woman. I've liked this. I've liked what they've done with this character, and that's how I feel it should be done. Not.
I want to see them gender swap Alfred in the next iteration of Batman. Matter of fact, Cape Crusader should gender swap Alfred.
To a sexy. Oh my God, socks. Oh God.
There you go. No, she could be a sexy old blonde. There you go. A sexy old grandma. Come on, socks.
Oh my God, this. Even with socks in this chat, he's going to get me canceled. Although this topic may get me canceled as well, but I have to be honest, ZodWriter. I have to be honest with my feelings, even if it's not. I just don't. I just feel this feels disingenuous to me. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Is that this, especially you're making a short, fat villain. That's where you're putting the gender swap. Is a short, fat villain. It's like, here's my other opinions, ZodWriter, where one race swap I will publicly criticize was Otis in Gunn's Superman movie. Is that in this, you made the dim-witted assistant. You wanted a dim-witted assistant to a white billionaire to be a black person. That's where you wanted to put your diversity. A dim-witted assistant.
Well, what do you expect from James Gunn?
I mean, again, I don't want to speak for a community I'm not part of, but I'm just going to say if I was part of an underrepresented community, I would not be looking at that with Otis and being like, yay, representation. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, nothing with James Gunn. There's nothing about James Gunn that should make anybody say yay at all, because James Gunn is he's just horrible. It's so terrible.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Nothing with James Gunn's going to make me say. Well, there's one thing with James Gunn that will make me say yay. When he announces that he's stepping down as DC co-head. That will make me say yay.
Well, I'm hoping he has to step down, but I'm hoping he has to step down for other reasons that lead to him perhaps doing a little bit of time, so to speak.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and this channel's already getting controversial. This show's already controversial as it is, so we'll just leave it at that. But yes, ZodWriter, I do agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. I mean, that's pretty much,
But yeah, long and short with this Penguin gender swap, I'm not really a fan of it. Penguin's too well known of a character, but also I think villains is just not the place to do it. Batman has a lot of cool female villains. Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. Okay, I'll be honest, I can't really name a lot after this three. Maybe that was a bad example, but the point is, Batman does have some cool female villains. And
how could you forget about Catwoman?
I did say Catwoman.
Oh,
didn't
okay.
I thought I said Catwoman.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, but point is, yep. Which again, but point is, I just don't feel like, especially for villains, I think trying to do this for villains is not the best thing, because I just don't think that's where people. Okay, I'm going to stop myself right there because I don't want, again, to speak for communities I'm not part of, but I just find it weird when you do it for villains. Thank you, Bishop. Talia al Ghul. Like, I put it like this, Zod. If I see any of these characters missing, but they gender swap Penguin, what I'm going to say is, why didn't they just show this character instead?
Oh, how about when they gender swap Bane? That'd be a good one. Have a female. Well, I know how they could successfully gender swap Bane. I know exactly how they could make that work.
Is this something that's going to get this stream taken down if you say it live?
Well, no, but I think you already know. I don't even think I have to say.
Like a gender swap Bane.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't know.
No, but imagine a gender swapped Bane. how easily that could be done.
Well, I mean, Bane's doesn't have an identity, so I feel like there's some joke I'm not getting here.
Well, it does have to do with gender, but just not in that way.
Okay. You know what sucks? I'll be honest. I've always had a theory that Joker was gay or at least bisexual because I swear his obsession with Batman seems very sexual at times.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't count Flashpoint if that's what you're thinking of, Qatar. That's an altered timeline. She takes poisons and increases in size. Okay. Well, Bane has multiple identities. Okay, well that's a fair point too. But I don't know. I just think with Penguin, not really a fan of this. And I just again I think there's a lot of cool villains I'd rather see promoted instead. Or even new ones created. So that's what I'll say to that, and I'll leave it at that. But there is ZodWriter, there is one saving grace for DC. And just to clarify, there is something else we're going to talk about with that, with Deadpool and Wolverine related, but that'll kind of be its own topic after this. But the only saving grace. This is the only saving grace. Look at this awesome shirt that Good Austin made for me right here. Let me just pull this up again. This shirt right here. And let me make sure nobody's pawned. Can you see that well? Okay. Well,
I hear music in the background. Do you hear music?
no, I do not hear music. Do you guys hear music?
Huh.
If you guys hear music, let me know. Hold on, let me undo this. Okay, there we are. So, okay, guys. Sox does hear what the how does Sox hear music, but I don't. Okay,
Okay, good guys, because I kept wondering if maybe it was just me, but I don't have any other things open, so
now no music. Okay, Oh wait, hold on a second. Hold on, let me second brand. You know what I did? I bet when I backed up, I accidentally hit a button on the keyboard. Well, where do I find? Because StreamYard has a music thing, so let's see if that. Okay, guys, you hear music now?
no.
Okay, perfect. So I think I just hit when I was backing up and showing my shirt. I think I accidentally hit something on my keyboard that turned on music. So.
Oh, you had music that is one touch music comes on?
StreamYard has background music set up.
Oh yeah. I know StreamYard does, yeah.
That's what I think I did. So okay, so
No.
I know Sox is disappointed because I know he loves music. And hey, you know what? I'll take this technical issue versus the previous ones we've had, though. So
Musical Dan.
But anyways, I think this is our saving grace: is sell Zia Shield to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. This is the only thing that will make us excited about DC.
Well, that's true.
And again, this is what's sad though, is that the biggest hype for DC didn't come from anyone from DC. It came from a fan. It came from our good friend Skywalker the Jedi, who came up with this. He is the one who gave us the biggest hype for DC more than anyone, more than any of the one who's actually paid in the studio.
Skywalker and Leon.
Skywalker and Leon. Thank you, ZodWriter. Yes, Leon too.
But I would say that, we all know that sell is the way. So, and James Gunn's not doing anything to change that or make that any less of a viable thing. But it's just pretty funny how, Marvel cares more about DC than DC does. That's all.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's what's sad. And I do think though we do have some. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sox. Yeah, be careful trolling me about that stuff because I was really concerned there. But yeah, so I mean, exactly, Sin Havoc and Sin Havoc. Do not go anywhere because we're gonna need your input on this next topic that's coming up after this. But I think there's a lot of good signs. Warner Brothers is knee deep in cash. They're freaking splitting up for heaven's sake. Their signs are there for Warner Brothers that they need cash and they need that cash now. Netflix has shown interest. Zack Snyder has shown interest. And if you notice, ZodWriter, the Man of Steel and Batman v Superman Facebook pages changed their logos again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, little things like that. I don't know. I just feel like something must be coming up. Is all I'm saying. And then Zack Snyder posted another picture of Henry Cavill on Vero.
Well, you know, Henry Cavill is kind of hot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, exactly, Sin Havoc. It seems like, see, I think this was Cell's biggest hurdle right now is that if they were trying to purposely tank the company to sell it, that would be the only thing that would stop Cell. But if the mergers aren't happening, then they need that cash.
Hashtag sell Warner Brothers to Netflix.
Absolutely. And yes, and that's a good point, ZodWriter. ZSJL is on Netflix internationally right now, too. So, and it's at the Egyptian Theater, which is owned by Netflix. So,
yeah.
And I'm just going to say again, CSJL internationally on Netflix. I think it was Costello's Way who showed this on his YouTube channel. The first thing that Netflix promoted was a scene between Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller. So Netflix doesn't seem to be afraid to promote Ezra. So I'm just going to say that right now as a fan. But I guess, ZodWriter, what are your thoughts about any of the signs coming up? Are you hopeful?
Oh, I'm always hopeful. I believe Cell is the way, but I just... but I think Henry Cavill is super. His star is on the rise.
Okay, let's move on then. So, just quick spoiler warning, people. This is a Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler warning, which does relate to Cell. This absolutely relates to Cell, but it spoils a cameo on Deadpool and Wolverine. So, I'll give you guys 5 seconds to back out right now if you do not want to be spoiled. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cavillrine. So in Deadpool and Wolverine, when Deadpool was going through all these variants, all were Hugh Jackman except for one. Henry Cavill was one of the variants, and Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool himself, even threw shade at Warner Brothers for letting Cavill go, mentioning that Disney will treat Cavill better than across the street did.
The a-holes across the street.
Ryan Reynolds even agrees that Cavill was screwed over. It's just a variation. I know. And I'll say this right now. I don't think Cavill will be Wolverine in the MCU going forward. I think this was a fun variation.
I think he should be, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't have any problem with it. He killed it. He was great.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying because I think because Ryan Reynolds keeps saying, or Wade will, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall so much. I just call him Ryan Reynolds half the time. But they said that that Hugh Jackman will be Wolverine till he's 90. But what I'm thinking, though, ZodWriter, is that this was foreshadowing that Cavill might get another role like Captain Britain.
I don't know. All I know is I thought that Cavill nailed it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, okay, look at what Sin Havoc's saying.
Well, I mean, are we going to disagree with Sin Havoc? I mean, hey, that'd be cool too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, here's what I like about Henry Cavill, though, compared to when he's not Superman anymore, he has other roles he is good for. Like, unlike certain Smallville actors.
But see, the good news is he'll still be Superman because he only needs to be Superman for what, 2 more movies?
Exactly. 2 more movies and 1 more production because this is what's different with Restore and Cell. Restore, if that was going to happen with WBD, the reason Cavill had to quit projects like The Witcher is because he was going to be Superman for more than just DSJL 2 and 3. He was going to do Man of Steel 2, Black Adam, and he was going to do a lot of other projects. And exactly, Cavill has other roles. Highlander, Rebel Moon, and other projects. The point is, actors are busy. Actors do multiple projects, but they will make time for what's important to them. And I think, to me, ZodWriter, and I don't want to make sure I make this abundantly clear before I say this. I totally respect what the Cell movement says, is that we are not asking for the actors back per se, that we'll let Zachary Edward Snyder worry about that. But I feel that Zack Snyder wants his cast. He wants to use his cast. I mean, and I'm just saying what he's publicly said. He's publicly even defended Ezra Miller and Amber Heard. He has publicly done that. So even his most controversial actors, Zack Snyder has said he would work with.
Okay, well, you do realize that there is an Ezra Heard in another timeline. You realize that. In another continuity in the multiverse, there is an Ezra Heard. So you probably were just tapping into that reality when you slipped and said that. So,
well, we'll say that. We'll say that. But I guess Sin Havoc, if you're in the chat, I want your opinion on this right now. Do you think that this Cavill being in the MCU, do you think this hurts Cavill being Superman himself? Because your opinion's the one that really matters here. Like, Zod and I can give our opinions all we want, but Sin Havoc, we want your opinion. But while we wait, I guess, ZodWriter, what's your thoughts on all this? Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I mean, nothing says Cavill can't do both. It's
exactly. I think if we were trying to get like the DCU, the Snyderverse restored theatrically on Netflix as a cinematic universe, I think that would hurt. I think that would be a challenge. But Zack Snyder is doing ZSJL 2 and 3. If he were to do it, he would film those 2 projects back to back.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go.
But at the end of the day, though, this isn't our job as fans to worry about. This is let Zack Snyder worry about it. Zachary Edward Snyder worry about it. And hold on a second. ZodWriter, keep talking. I got an ant in my apartment.
Okay, so Bad Dan's got an ant, and we've all got ants. Don't we all have ants, ladies and gentlemen? I think we do. Let's see. Owl Man says it the best. Nothing matters. Okay. Well,
the ant fell out of the Kleenex, so it's somewhere on the floor. If I see it again, I'll catch it, but hopefully the fall killed it. I don't know. So I know. I gotta get I have some Carol ant killer. I gotta get that shit out right now. I'm gonna get that stuff out. I just gotta know where the ant colony is coming from. Yeah, ants. And actually, so this, I used this up before, people, just FYI, public service announcement. Terror Ant Killer, what it does is it's like a Trojan horse method. We talk Trojan horses. But basically, it's really good. They like the taste of it. Doesn't kill them right away. More come, in fact. But then they give it to the queen, and then it kills the entire colony. So. But anyways, I guess in the meantime, though, I guess, ZodWriter, what are your thoughts? I guess you kind of gave your thoughts on this, but anything else you want to say about this topic?
No, I'm actually just really glad that they made that a reality. It was nice to see.
Same here. And the thing is, Mikey Sutton even said the Trinity's on board for this. In one of his last night shifts with Skywalker, that Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot are on board for this. And I know it may come down to recasting. I hope not, but I realize that's a reality. But I do hope at least the Trinity does not get recast.
I don't think so. I don't think we have to worry about recasting. I'm pretty I'm pretty confident that if it happens, it's going to be with everybody.
I think so. I think Zack Snyder has a lot more loyalty. Or like he commands a lot more loyalty than other actors, or commands a lot more loyalty than other directors do. So
Exactly. Yes.
And plus, I mean, how many of those actors are actually really that big of stars? I mean, yes, the Trinity, but I mean, Jason Momoa, he still doesn't have his work yet. Ray Fisher's not. And no offense, but Ezra Miller and Amber Heard aren't getting a lot of roles anytime soon. So Aunt Dan now. Yeah, instead of Ant-Man, Aunt Dan.
Everybody gets recast except Ezra and Amber.
Oh God, that would be some form of irony. That would be some form of irony right there. But exactly, it's all about timing. But that's
Zach gets David Cornsweet to come in and replace Cavill as Superman because James Gunn's Superman movie they end up pulling the plug when they finally dump James Gunn. That'd be ironic, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that
would... now we're gonna give you a real suit.
I would love it though if, let's say, that did happen, if Zach actually gave Cornsweet some role in his Snyderverse.
He'll be one of the Wonder Twins.
But that's what I love sell though. See, this is the thing about the Snyderverse, is I think of it a lot like Star Wars in a way. #Justice for Fives. But basically, like Star Wars, it works as its 5 or 6, if you're talking Star Wars, and I mean 6 film arc, while being an extended universe at the same time, but those 5 movies work together as a completed story. That's why the main thing for Cell is those 2 movies. Yes, ask for everything, because that's how you negotiate. But Bizarro Super, that'll be a good one. That's what Cornsweet could be. He could be Bizarro Superman.
Yeah.
But yes, I think Aunt Dan does. But overall, I guess to kind of wrap this up, ZodWriter, I think it's safe to say that whatever happens with the MCU and with Cavill, I have faith in Zack Snyder to make it work for his cast and for his cast.
Absolutely, yes.
Will it be a challenge? Absolutely. But that's what the Cell movement is. We work through the challenges. So I think that wraps up this topic, ZodWriter, and now let's get to the fun stuff.
Okay. Let's pull out this one punch Dan thing here.
And is One Punch Dan hyphenated? Did I get that right?
There's no hyphen. It's all one word.
Okay, perfect.
And this is as you know, as those of you who've been following know, I released a lot of live action One Punch Dan clips today, or pictures and stills and different things. And this is a music video I created to showcase all of that. So here we go.
Here, let me get this out so that...
What's happened to me? I can't believe in myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking just me. Just like the light of a new day, it hit me from out of the blue, breaking me out of a spell I was in, making all of my wishes come true. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. It's too good to be true. Look at me falling for you. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
Damn, Zara, I have to ask you something. Where did you get all those actors and film all this? Like, where did you get all that? Like, I mean, that looks so.
Yeah, I
So
went to another timeline and got everybody that I wanted to be in the movie. So
Great work, ZodWriter. I agree, Socks. I agree. That looks. I mean, if I did not know this was AI, I would have thought this was real. Like, that's how good it is.
well, wait till you see the movie. This is just that's the thing. This is just stills from the movie, but I mean, it's photorealistic now. So you're going to see. There's going to be a lot of stuff you guys are going to be really, 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 really shocked to see. It's oh, you're in there, Bishop. There's stuff that's rendering right now as we speak, which is why I'm not on camera, because I've got some One Punch Dan material rendering right now. So,
And yeah, and honestly, seeing Mikey on there, seeing that guy that was clearly Mikey Sutton, that looks exactly.
oh yeah, that's Mikey Sutton. I basically took Mikey Sutton. I took a picture of Mikey Sutton and used that picture as a model to create the actor to play Mikey in the movie.
And again, just to make this clear for anyone hearing about Mikey Sutton being in the movie for the first time, did you, I guess, put it like this, since Mikey Sutton's not alive to speak for himself, how did you get permission to use Mikey Sutton for this movie?
I reached out to Mikey's family, and the movie is dedicated to Mikey Socks. I reached out to Mikey's family and his sister, his nephew, and someone else in his family too. And yeah, they all embraced it with flying colors. They're all liking all the stuff on social media, on Facebook, and they've really been supportive.
Good. I brings a tear to my eye. But yeah, I always want to make sure I make this clear for any new people that yes, Mikey Sutton's family is absolutely on board for this, and I love.
Oh yeah,
that.
I was actually told by his sister that Mikey would be very happy with this, and this is great because this is carrying on Mikey's legacy. This is what Mikey was trying to do for all of us. Mikey was trying to include us in his project, in the Dreamwalker project. And by trying to include all of us in the Dreamwalker, now I'm returning the favor by including Mikey and as many people in the community as possible in the movie. And just as a reminder, if you would like your voice in the movie and you have not reached out to me yet with a clip of your voice for you to be in the movie, you have until the end of August to reach out, because after that, casting will be closed. Because I'm actually working on a rough cut of the movie right now as we speak. And once that rough cut is finished, then I will have a meeting with my lead actor, Bat Dan. Bat Dan and I will sit down and we will watch the rough cut of the film, and we will determine what type of things I need to go in and change. We'll determine what kinds of things the first rough cut will just be kind of fun because it'll be a rough cut, because not even all the characters are in it yet. So, the rough cut is very limited. It only has, like, a lot of the characters that you saw in the trailer, they're all in the rough cut. I mean, in the music video, they're all in the rough cut. So, but the rough cut is considerably shorter than what the final movie will actually be. And One Punch Dan, I did kind of model his face after you too, Bat Dan, for One Punch Dan. So you do have a little bit of your face is in there. There's quite a few of you that gave me permission to put you in the movie. There's quite a few of you where I used a picture of you and kind of, created your face for your characters. So a lot of you will notice that.
Keep talking. I just got the ants. Keep talking.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, Qatar. You're definitely in it. And Bishop, you already know you're in it too. For sure. I already had released a clip when I was showing the storyboards and art clips, and I think I showed a little bit of Bishop, and he finally got the ant, Dan.
Yep, I finally got the ants, and I guess people are now requesting that you add an Ant Dan as the villain as a villain in this movie.
Well, there is only one major villain in the movie, and her name is Issa Gay. She is quite the villain. She is a wonderful character, and I love everything about her. I was telling Bat Dan earlier today that I have fallen in love with the villain for this movie because she is just so beautiful and photogenic in every single shot she's in. Even the shots where you see the fact that where she becomes a full-on cyborg are beautiful shots. And I didn't share any of those shots today, but wow. I mean, this chick I'm absolutely in love with the villain for One Punch Dan. I think a lot of people are going to love her character.
Oh, I already love this character, absolutely. And, and all these people, ZodWriter, this is going to be a whole franchise. So even if it's not in this movie, I'm sure somewhere along the lines, an Ant Dan can be included in this.
Oh yeah, you got it, because my two characters, one play a detective played by my friend Johnny, and then Retro Nerd Girl, she plays a character named Valerie Steele. I am going to make a TV series spin-off with those two characters. So I've already got plans for the One Punch Dan cinematic universe, so to speak. And so a lot of characters that are that only have small roles in this particular movie will have much bigger roles in future installments, because there's going to be a lot. Oh yeah. WBR. I'm basically, this is what I'm doing. I'm basically making my own DC out of One Punch Stand, because I don't like DC anymore. So now I'm basically trying to create something that I can include everybody in. And that's exactly what it is. It's creative freedom. There's so much going to be happening with One Punch Stand. It's huge. But now you guys see the proof. You guys know it's all real. You guys have seen literal screenshots from the film. And there's a lot more to come. Definitely.
Yep, the Zodverse is what he's called. I mean, I guess, we call it the Snyderverse, so I guess that's another, there could be multiple names for it. The One Punch Stand verse, the Zodverse, and ZodWriter, I have a question for you. You're talking about all of these friends of ours are in the movie, but there's one person who I noticed is not in the movie yet, though. And this person is, I can't do it with StreamYard. Pointing to you. Yeah, I think I got it now.
Yeah, I'm not in the movie. I'm the director. I'm the writer. I'm not in the movie as a character as of right now. Because there's so many characters in this movie right now. I do not want to add myself, because there's just too much. There's just too many right now. It's incredible. Like, there's so many characters in this movie. You talk about, like, there's a term going around, character porn, cameo porn, going around for all these superhero movies, right? And I want to give every character meaningful screen time. I want it to matter every time a character is on screen. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have some sort of a cameo in a future sequel, or in some other, in some other project with regards to the One Punch Stand universe. But as of right now, actually, I would say if there's any character in the One Punch Stand universe that's kind of, like borders with me, is that my friend Jackal, who plays the Jackal in the One Punch Stand movie. He's like the Batman of the One Punch Stand universe, but like a much harder core Batman, like almost like a Punisher type. And there's a lot of elements of that character that I really like, that I really relate to, and that and that character's in there too. So it's kind of so I'm happy with that. But I mean, I'm fine not being a character yet. I mean, that might, like I said, that might happen a little bit further down the line, but not for this movie. This movie has got way too many characters. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's because we're a big community, though, too. There's a big community of.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody that I reached out to about it, and everybody who's reached out to me, has all given their blessings to be in it. So they're all in it. The few people that, decided not to be in it for whatever reason, I requested them. I respect their, decision, and and so I move on. For anybody, like I said, for anybody that wants to be in the movie, all you have to do is send me a 1-minute clip via, on social media. You could send it to me on Twitter. You can email it to me. You could send it to me on Facebook, of your voice. About a minute, maybe a minute and a half of your voice, clear. And that's about it. That's all I need, because then I clone your voice and and then assign dialogue to your character.
And yeah, I guess you're doing other projects too. I guess you're doing one with Bishop. which I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, that's another project that I'm working on. Lots of creative projects going on right now. But the project with Bishop is a faith-based animated project, and right now we're getting the art design, kind of getting the art direction together for that, trying to decide exactly how we're gonna format that and everything. But yeah, that's another project that is going to be great too. So I'm just loving being able to be creative and being able to live up to my name and be ZodWriter, because I definitely love writing, and it's also been great for me to continue to make be putting out all the AI music on my channel too, because all the AI music that I'm releasing is kind of helping me try to decide what type of songs are going to be on the soundtrack for One Punch Dan. So you guys definitely can help me out a lot by watching the videos and listening to the music and commenting on the music and letting me know what you think about the music, because that's going to determine what's in the soundtrack for the movie. Because there's a lot of songs that I've been putting out there. I've literally got, I think I was telling you the other day, Bat Dan, that I've got a song a day coming out. So every day as that new song comes out will be on my channel, and you'll be able to listen to the song and decide, and you'll be able to decide what you like, which ones you like. I've got a couple so far that I know are going to be in there, but I don't. But it's hard to say. Well, thank you, Bishop. I appreciate that, my friend.
You are a ZodWriter.
So, do you have any other questions about One Punch Dan while we're talking about this? I mean,
oh no, we'll definitely. I think we'll sprinkle out these questions as on all these channels. Or not these channels, these shows. All these shows I do. And maybe tomorrow we might be able to reveal a little bit more, assuming that things go right for tomorrow. That is.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But there is one bit of One Punch Dan material that I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping to release in live action, and it's this right here.
God damn.
Okay, let me try that again one more time.
God damn it.
Which is funny because I actually say "God damn it" in real life. Which I'm sorry, Bishop. I know you're in the chat. I know that you probably don't like that so much, but that is actually something I've said.
Well, that's that. I like that little scene so much that it's become a drop on my YouTube channel. So, but it is happening in live action. It is. You are going to get to see that happen in live action. Busting the watermelon, the saggy watermelon.
I think I know what you mean by that.
So there you go.
This is such a great project. I'm really excited for it. And again, I think as the more you talk about this and spread this out on all these different shows you do, I think the more excitement that'll be drummed up for this. And I'm really excited, Zod. I think this is a great project, and I'm really looking forward to this movie that's going to premiere on the birthday of James Gunn's dad.
Yes, so happy! It will be a happy. And I'm actually going to dedicate it to Mikey Sutton and James Gunn's dad. And I'm going to have the dedication in there, beautifully written, to James Gunn, to Mikey Sutton and James Gunn's dad. It's gonna actually say that at the beginning of the film. It's gonna come up on the screen. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Oh, boys, I love it. I love it. So again, ZodWriter, thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking all this DC stuff with me. That's shit, and a little hope with Sal and Joker too. But also just talking about this, I'm really excited for this project. And the more you talk about it, the more hyped I get. And you know, you're doing it right, ZodWriter, unlike James Gunn. You see, you're doing it where you're spreading it out. You're putting it on little by little. You're not like James Gunn where you're just putting it all at once and be like this, guys, please like this, please like this. You're doing it naturally. You're showing it, you're building it up little by little to the point that people are excited about it. That's exactly how you do it, and you're doing it right. Unlike James Gunn.
Yeah. James Gunn is running DC into the ground, and meanwhile, we'll deal with One Punch Dan as an original IP.
Exactly. And speaking of IPs, the only hope for DC is the ZSJL IP, as Sin Havoc's saying. That's the key. So those are the IPs I'm excited about right now: is Rebel Moon, ZSJL, and One Punch Dan. And ZodWriter, okay, well, I'll let you speak on that one, ZodWriter.
Yeah, just send me a voice clip and I'll put you in. No problem.
I think you said late August, right?
Well, yeah, you got till the end of August to send me a clip. Anybody that wants to be in the movie that's not already in it has till the end of August to send me a voice clip to be in the movie. And it's as simple as that.
Okay, so be on the lookout, guys. Or if you're not in it, send him a message. I think except for Nightwing, I think the others are in it, or maybe not DC Talk. I don't know if he sent, but like most of these people, like Stocks, Bishop. What about Qatar? Is Qatar in this?
Qatar is in the film as well.
Okay, so I cannot wait. I think this is really exciting, and I cannot wait for more. And coming up on this channel, if things go right, our intention is to have our take 2 of our Deadpool and Wolverine review with Sox Bulletin. So fingers crossed on that. But I'm really glad we at least got this show in today. And I guess, ZodWriter, aside from that, any what's coming up on your channel?
Well, I know I got a late night Q&A coming up this Wednesday. I am not sure exactly who it'll be yet, but there's definitely going to be one. And then there's also, of course, going to be more One Punch Dan stuff, as well as some more. You can look for some more AI music popping up on my channel. Again, guys, got to go to my channel and listen to the songs, like the videos, and leave your feedback, because that's going to help me decide what songs I'm going to use in the soundtrack. So, because One Punch Dan does have a score, but it's also going to have a soundtrack. So,
absolutely, and I'll get on that myself too, now that I know that. So, and I guess coming up for me on my channel is after Deadpool Wolverine, my entire focus will be on Cell and Rebel Moon for a while, because the director's cuts come out this Friday, and I'm really excited for that. So, yep, I'll definitely be doing some reviews and some watch parties for those when those are out. So, be on the lookout for that. And I'll probably just do a spoiler review. I don't feel like doing a non-spoiler review for director's cuts of movies because I feel like the basic stuff will be the same. So, but yeah, I'll be doing reviews on those. And thank you, Sin Havoc. And yeah, guys, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more unique takes, interesting thoughts, and more information on One Punch Dan, as well as ZodWriter's channel, whose information is in the description. And on that note, any final words, Zod?
A final word. Listen to the music, guys. Pow pow.
Have a bat-tastic day. And sell is the way. What a fun rhyme.